Hello, everyone, and welcome to our SETC webinar today called Unique Perspectives Change the World. I'm really excited to present our speaker today. His name is Karanveer Singh, right below me here. And Karanveer is been speaking and working, doing consults for SETC for several years now. And he is a young man who shares his thoughts using augmentative communication. And so today he'll be presenting a PowerPoint, and he's got some cool glasses that help him navigate the PowerPoint with a mouse pointer, and then he uses his eyes to navigate his device to speak to us. So Karanveer has got some wonderful ideas and perspectives that he's written about and is going to share about today, some stories about his AAC journey, and some really cool insights and perspectives that I think will really enlighten you and give you some new ideas on how you can build relationships with others and work with people with disabilities. So thank you so much, Karanveer, and I'm going to let you take it away today. We will be doing one more thing. We'll be doing several stops for question and answers. And so feel free to put your questions in the chat, and we'll even be at the pauses. You're welcome to unmute and speak your questions with Karanveer as well. So in the meantime, post things in the chat as we go, and then we will get to your questions at the pauses. So thank you, Karanveer, and take it away.
Hello, Homo sapiens. I am an alien, and I need a $5 million donation to repair my spaceship to go back to my planet. I have a unique perspective that you need to hear. This planet has stupid people who keep fighting with each other without any reason. Just kidding though, I'm human too. My real name is Karanveer. I would love to share my education and communication journey with you today. In the beginning, I was only able to communicate with my facial expressions because I didn't have other options. Eventually, I learned to use technology to communicate with the world. I want to start by sharing a bit of my story. I was born in Redmond, Washington, and when I was 6 months old, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. I grew up with my disabilities, but I never thought of myself as disabled. Hello, Homo. Just like anyone else, I have my own set of challenges. I too enjoy and worry about many that may be the same things all of you do. I have many hopes and dreams about my future, and I'm always trying to improve myself so I can one day achieve what I desire. My disability makes achieving these dreams more difficult than it is for most people, but I am not most people. My name comes from Karan, the brave warrior king in ancient India who fought his battles with great focus and concentration. I like to live up to the name by fighting my battles with patience and determination. Parents think that their kids are not learning AAC because the kids are pressing the same buttons again and again and again. but that is the way kids learn. I did this with my AAC when I first started because I was curious. My first high-tech system was a touchscreen device with a small display of words, keyboard, and symbols accessed by scanning and using a switch behind my head. It was super slow. You can teach them words by the way you respond, so they attribute meaning. My parents thought that the computer was a toy because they didn't have knowledge about the technology and what I could do. People have to stop judging because you can hurt someone's feelings. Kids who aren't given a voice growing up may learn to not speak up, even once they get a device. Think about how you might have limited a child in their own experience. Feel free to answer in the chat window.
And again, if someone wants to unmute and speak up, that is totally welcome here as well. Something I think about is whether educators and therapists who program devices might limit a child by not giving them enough choices up front, maybe by limiting their choices. Yes, Jen, limiting their access to activities because it is believed they won't benefit from the experience, right? So the educator is choosing to limit them versus letting the students say, hey, I might want to do that. You need to give me an opportunity. Karanveer, what do you think? Anyone else want to chime in? Please do. I'll read your responses in the chat.
I agree.
Yeah. And I think, okay, yeah. Academic life skills. Thank you, Jen. The more experiences and the more, it's been hard during COVID because I think we're all trying to protect our families and protect our loved ones by keeping them close to home, yet we need that interaction. You ready to go on, buddy? Okay. Feel free to keep posting in the chat and I will get back to those later.
If I were a speech therapist or an educator, I would program core words, make sure that I'm not limiting the AAC users in what they can say, teach them to read and spell, and how to operate their communication devices. Remember that they can play video games on their device, which gives them access to things other kids are doing. Finally, when they have a voice, they can be anything they want. Neuroplasticity is a good thing in a way because younger brains can learn much faster than older brains, like super fast computers. Plus, kids are curious about everything, and we can teach them very easily. Remember not to stop them from what they want to do. example, despite my humble beginnings, I'm now a film editor, speaker, and consultant who communicates with the world. Next up, cybersecurity for the FBI. Believe in your students. One of the ways you can believe in your students is to give them access to more, not less. Children explore all the vocabulary, language, and AAC applications, and that will help them to gain more competence and confidence with communication. Children don't have to master the words, they just have to be able to explore new ones each day. Every day brings a new opportunity to learn something new, so don't limit children. We all keep learning in our lives. Make sure you help your children. You have to show them how to operate the communication device because they need a role model to answer every question they have. Instead of testing kids to see what they know, teach them and empower them to do new things and to advocate for themselves. It's such an important skill to advocate for yourself and to ask for help. I'm thankful to those who helped me and especially God. God always helps me when I ask for help. I think love plays an important part in life because we can't do anything without loving and caring for someone. I love my loved ones because I can feel love from them. Love is a very powerful and important thing in our lives because it can improve our life and help us to do great things like writing a book or even changing our personalities and outlook on life. For example, when I had a girlfriend, I had written a poem with perfect grammar for her. It was a whole new experience for me and I was feeling surreal. I'm glad I was able to meet her. She really changed me. If she is listening to my presentation, I want to say thank you to her for changing me. I really appreciate it. I think we should learn more than one language. My grandmother didn't understand English, and I had to use Google Translate to talk with her. My brother and I programmed some words in my communication device, including greetings like Sat Shri Akal. But it's super hard to spell words because the device pronounces them wrong. But it's super. For example, the word binder. I had to spell it as webinar. It's very disappointing when I see my nieces and nephews speak in English only. The relationships aren't really strong between them and their grandparents because of that. Kids have to be multilingual and improve their relationship between them and their grandparents. I loved Grandma, and she loved me more than her sons and daughters. I'm 100% sure. My grandma, Baby G, passed away on the 17th of November 2021. BBG would always call me her king son whenever I would go to visit her. I was super close to her and I used to sleep on her belly when I was a baby. I will miss her and she will always stay alive in my heart and be watching over me. My experience is multilingual. Being an AAC user doesn't exclude you from this option, even though device companies could support multilingual users better. Being multilingual, you can help people who don't understand English to learn different cultures, which in turn can alter your personality and outlook on life. You can create films in different languages to help students to learn another language, and you can develop an amazing skill. Plus, you can have a relationship with whoever you love or like by making a strong connection with them. I'm the major proof in front of you. That's why I got a chance to speak with you guys today. I learned how to create connections to the world from Miss Rose. One more thing, if you are multilingual, you can watch movies in different languages. That's the best part. That's the best. Wink, wink. How many languages can you understand? Put in chat.
All right, here's your chance to participate again. And while we're waiting for them to put answers in, Karanveer, I wanted you to read a few of the comments that people have been making. Jen said, sadly, I've seen some folks take away their students' devices because they won't stay on task. So that's a tough one. And you spoke to that earlier in your slides about making sure you have access to that. And then Anna said, great presentation. I love how you express to keep people engaged and to be open-minded while conversing versus testing. And then Jen said later, yes, home languages are so important. Students shouldn't feel pressured to choose between English and their home language. Okay, and then here we go. Anna said, good tip about learning other languages. So I'm going to put in there for mine. I only know 1.5 other languages because I can't even say I'm bilingual, which is pretty sad reality. So anyone else speak other languages? More than 1, 2, 3? All right. Karanveer, did you tell them how many languages you know? Did you already say that? I think you did. Ryan says, we are enjoying your life story and positive attitude. I have CP. I use the LAMP system to communicate. Oh, it's so great to have you here, Ryan. And then Jen asked, Karanveer, did school folks or other professionals ever discourage you from learning other languages? That's a good question.
No.
No, good. And Annie said, I know some American Sign Language. That's a second language. Excellent. All right, good comments. Thanks, everyone. All right, do you want to tell them? Okay, I think you said 4 already. So, all right. I think that's all we got in the chat for now. Oh, several people said they use American Sign Language, so perfect.
Actually, 6 languages.
6? You're a genius. I think you're the winner, Karanveer. Nobody even comes close to that. Okay, you can probably go on and then I'll come back and read more comments if they come in later. Oh, Anna says, that's awesome. Way to go, Karanveer.
Okay, sounds good. If I had an eye gaze system from the start, by now I could buy my own house. And also, I would have 9 kids and 1 pregnant wife.
Oh my gosh. I come to your house.
Kids are so lucky today that they can start with a smartphone. I wish I would have had one. I wish I had stayed in the USA and not in India, but I don't have any regrets. It's God's plan. I had social anxiety because I hadn't had a chance to communicate with the world. However, when I was 19, I got an eye gaze communication system. It gave me a new way to communicate and I changed my personality. When I found my voice, it felt amazing. I will give you some examples of how I changed my personality. I had to force myself to communicate with the world without worrying about my grammar, and I had to be more confident with my communication device because I wanted to overcome my stupid fear. It's easy to be quiet, but important to be heard. Just go for it and don't be nervous in front of people. That will make you feel better and more successful in your life. Just a few years ago, I couldn't write this much, but now I have found my new passion with writing. Additionally, I'm a risk taker because I enjoy the thrill of taking risks. Just say it. My OT, Mr. Gabriel, trained me on how to create eye gaze accessible buttons on my computer screen for gaming using a program called Alt Controller. However, I'm not good with organizing the buttons yet. Ha ha ha. I made the buttons for the Pokemon game and I downloaded the Game Boy emulator version of the Pokemon game. I learned how to download it for a Windows device from YouTube. It wasn't too hard to get this game. It's important to try new things and find ways to include kids who use eye gaze. I'm looking forward to creating buttons for Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto GTA. I'm excited about what I can do with the Alt Controller. I like video games because it feels like I'm in a totally different universe and it is good for your memory. Mental health is a big problem with people these days because of COVID, academic studies, etc. It's a worldwide problem. I heard of a 12-year-old committing suicide. It's very sad to hear about it. His family must be extremely sad about what he did to himself. I feel that being social is important because we can express ourselves and we can be out of stress. When I broke up with my girlfriend, I was extremely sad and in distress. I had to become a stronger person to overcome that. But now, I think that was my turning point because I had to learn something from it. I learned something from my ex-girlfriend and I'm thankful to her for teaching me. The show must go on. Just don't hurt someone or take revenge on people because you will hurt yourself or someone else. Do what you love and be true to yourself. I redirected my energy into learning video editing. Mr. Adam, my speech therapist, told me 33% of students are embarrassed to use their communication devices because they think they look different and people will make fun of them. But I think God made us unique in our own way. Think of the opportunities you could miss if you didn't use your speaking device. What if you saw a beautiful girl or a handsome boy, maybe even the love of your life? How would you say, "I like you," without your voice? Please don't be embarrassed of who you are and just be yourself. Remember, when someone tries to make fun of you, just laugh back at them and they won't make fun again. When I see others use their communication devices, I feel connected to them. It feels amazing because they aren't embarrassed to use their AAC devices, and most importantly, they want to express who they are inside. I like it when someone says things without worrying about their grammar because they don't have any fear of what people think, and everyone makes mistakes all the time. See what I did there? Just go for it and don't look back. I would like to share my tips and tricks for AAC devices. First, take a lot of breaks and keep writing your thoughts down. Use your access method for something every single day because you will build muscle memory for your eyes, hands, or neck. For example, you can use the internet to improve your skills and be social. Technology and internet in education is a double-edged sword, a blessing and maybe a curse too. If we use technology in the wrong way, it can be a curse. We have to use technology in the right way and be good digital citizens. Otherwise, we can damage the world and hurt people. In my life, technology has been a blessing that has given me limitless possibilities for my education, career, and social life. I want to tell you to please not stand behind eye gaze users because the eye gaze cameras get confused. The eye gaze companies have to fix this problem because someone can hack us by looking at it and standing behind us. It's not safe. Please respect the personal space of people with disabilities because their privacy is important. If you want to be close to a person, stand next to or in front of the person. That would be better and help us to communicate more easily. Plus, you won't accidentally delete things on the device. Eye gaze magic is for us wizards and not you muggles.
All right, I just have to laugh about that one. I'm guilty, I'm a muggle.
Also, when you're behind us, we can't make appropriate eye contact. One of my friends told me that she called Costco. They hung up on her a few times. Then they called the cops because Costco thought they were fake calls, but she was using an AAC device. We have to give companies some education and knowledge because they have to respect us. They have to know what we are using to speak and how to respond to us. Here are some ideas to give the community education and knowledge. We can make videos about the AAC devices, and we can set up a time to meet them to talk in order to explain what AAC devices are. Do you have any ideas on how we can give the community education and knowledge? Put your ideas in chat.
All right, while people are typing their ideas, Karanveer, Anna says, thank you for the important tips about respecting eye gaze users. Those were really important. And I had just written that it was even an aha moment for me because I was always looking at your screen and reading what you're writing as you're writing it instead of facing you and letting you compose and talk to me. So I even changed how I responded and interacted with you based on that feedback. So we have to listen to our AAC users and respect them as people, right? Yeah. One of my ideas is to let the community hear from people like you more often. Maybe there's a TED Talk in your future. A TED Talk for businesses. Any other thoughts out there or other questions? This question or any other questions that have come up so far? Okay, Jen said, I think it starts early and it is supported by inclusive education. Young people should grow up with AAC users. Yes, a TED Talk would be awesome. All right, yeah, having it be more familiar and more common and so people know how to handle it. And Anna says, I know the more the students I work with use them out around town, it helps. So taking it out and so it's visible in the community. I know, well, pre-COVID, I know Karanveer used to love to go to the shopping malls and hang out. So hopefully he can do more of that here as things start opening up again. But yeah, definitely making them visible. Great ideas. Anyone else? All right. Continue to post in the chat and we'll check in again later.
I used to think I wasn't a super smart student because new generation kids are geniuses, but everyone thought I was a very intelligent boy. I was a super cool student because I was so popular in second grade class. I was was using simple communication and a little bit of keyboard skill to do homework and communicate. When I changed my communication device, it was a totally different experience because the eye gaze system was extremely fast compared to what I was doing. I learned to stay relaxed while using the communication device. It's a different level of experience. When I look back in the past, I have come a long way. Head switches were really slow, but I was able to use them as a starting point, although I wasn't able to access the internet with them. An eye gaze system opened a lot of doors and gave me many opportunities. Like this opportunity, group of exclamation marks.
You're the exclamation point king, Karanveer.
When I was in India between 2004 and 2014, I didn't have access to school. The community there didn't believe people with disabilities could do anything. At first, I had to learn by myself from the internet and YouTube. I asked my parents to buy me an iPod Touch to surf the web. I asked my brother for help on what I could learn. He was the first one to introduce me to YouTube. I was interested in learning about technology. Later, my parents hired a teacher to come to my home every day. She was teaching me how to read English and solve math problems. No matter what, I always found a way to keep learning, and I never gave up. When I returned to the US in 2014, I asked my dad to call the Kent School District. I wanted to get back in school. At first, Kent School District tried to put me in a self-contained classroom. It was hard for me to read English. I used my nose to navigate on my phone and type a message to tell them I was smart. It took a while, but they finally moved me to a general education writing class. It was horrible because I couldn't read English very well. I felt confused and lonely. Then I tried the Tobii Dynavox, and it felt amazing to find my voice. Eventually, I got moved to the 18-21 transition program. I wasn't there very long. They recommended I attend the Achieve program at Highline College to help me navigate the campus and access my classes. I was constantly getting 100% in the Achieve classes. Once, while helping me, my brother fell asleep in the class. I was laughing at him. I thought cheap classes were super easy and boring, so I wanted a bigger challenge. I took an intercultural communication course with general education students. That was a hard class, but I got 93% anyway. When I was in the intercultural communication class, I got the idea to try movie editing. One of my classmates had edited a video of hers and I got inspired. After that, I started researching how I could pursue film editing. I took 5 multimedia classes with general education students, and in every class I got a 4.0. Finally, I had found my passion. God blessed me with my eyes to communicate with the world. I think I am incredibly lucky to have my eyes. God gave me the power to express my feelings with the world and to have a career and work. I never thought I would do such wonderful things in my life with just my eyes. I believe God gave everyone a unique talent. It took me about 9 months to master the Tobii Dynavox. I had to really practice and focus as it all works with my eyes, using its state-of-the-art eye gaze technology. Being the explorer I am, I found it quite fun and easy to use by experimenting with it while learning how to use the software. The part that I find hardest is using correct grammar and spelling to write an assignment or a speech. I have many people coaching me to improve my writing skills, especially my speech therapist, Mr. Adam. Now, I really enjoy helping others to learn the eye gaze system. To do video editing, I prefer to use my Macintosh desktop computer with Final Cut Pro 10. However, I had to learn to use the head mouse to access my Mac, since eye gaze is not yet available for the Macintosh computer. I am currently using the Glasshouse head mouse. I can connect Glasshouse with Bluetooth to my Mac, allowing me to navigate the computer using my head to control the mouse. Look carefully at me in the video screen. I am using the Glasshouse to operate the PowerPoint. AAC Talk is my monthly talk show through the Special Education Technology Center. I enjoy meeting with new super communication device users as well as their families, teachers, and therapists. I plan to continue this next year. Join me at my next AAC Talk on March 31st, 2022 at 3:30. Sign up here. I want technology to be more accessible for people with disabilities. I wonder if there are people who have amazing talent but don't have technology. What would they do? I am super lucky to have technology in my life, and I can't imagine if I didn't have technology. Make the world a better place by treating everyone equally. And don't be weird with people with disabilities. Just act normal. Never let them down by ignoring them. They have the power to change the world too. I edited this video. By the way, I'm in the video too. All of us have unique voices to be heard. Let's listen to these voices respectfully. Just talk with them. Everyone has a unique perspective to give input and ideas. It's important to give everyone a chance to be successful in their lives because each of us has the power to change our lives. Remember that.
Oh. About. It's all about. It's all about.
Conversations.
Sharing and caring.
We hope
You will join us
In celebrating.
AAC.
We all
Have something.
To say.
My voice.
Important.
My voice
Is important.
I have.
Ideas.
To say.
I have
Something.
To say.
say
I am ready.
To hear.
Your ideas.
I am ready.
I'm here.
What you have.
To say.
I wish people did not think.
My device was
I couldn't
Can't say.
part of.
be the position of
My device is key.
Away.
you communicate.
Value of.
What you're saying.
Speak to me.
Not the person next to me.
AAC.
To speak.
Saying
Voice.
To be heard.
your voice.
It is important.
Your voice is important. We all
Have something to say.
find your passion and
Be successful.
Do you want to say something? Put your questions in the chat or raise your hand if you want to speak.
All right, so we're nearing the end here and we'd love to just open it up for a little chatting. I know there's just a few of you left here, but please feel free. So everyone, Karanveer, they loved your video. And yeah, this was really fun. There was a big conference last month and Karanveer worked with the leaders of the conference and he actually edited this video. They gave him a lot of the parts, but he did a great job. So this was a kickoff for that. I hope that you guys are able to join us for the AAC talk on March 31st in just a few weeks. That's a really fun one too, where we get to do a lot more talking and interacting. This was more of a presentation, but lots of great content, as you know. So any other questions out there? right, I'm going to just stop recording. That way, if people want to chat informally, they can. So, Karanveer, thank you for a wonderful presentation, and we look forward to being able to share this with others and share what we've learned today. So thank you so much. I'll stop recording here.